What happened to baseball superstar Josh Hamilton? There was a time not so long ago when no name in baseball shined brighter than Josh Hamilton. He was an annual All-Star, a league MVP, a man who carried his team to the World Series and delivered one of the most iconic home run derby performances in the history of the game. His face was on magazine covers, his swing was feared by pitchers across America, and his redemption story made him a hero to millions. But then, almost overnight, he was gone. His stardom vanished, his reputation shattered, and fans were left asking one haunting question: what happened to Josh Hamilton? To understand that fall, we have to go back to the beginning. Raleigh, North Carolina, 1981. From the moment Josh picked up a baseball, it was clear he was different. The younger of two brothers, his parents lived and breathed the game for him. His father, Tony, drove hundreds of miles just to watch his son play. His mother, Linda, missed only one of his games in 12 years. By high school, Hamilton was a giant among boys, 6'4" with size 19 shoes and a right arm that could touch 97 miles per hour. Scouts swarmed his games, whispering comparisons to Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez, even Mickey Mantle. By 1999, there was no debate. Josh Hamilton was the best prospect in the nation. That June, the expansion Tampa Bay Devil Rays made him the #1 overall pick in the draft. They paid him nearly $4 million, a record at the time, and celebrated him as their future franchise player. Hamilton's character was praised as much as his talent. "You'll never hear a bad word about Josh," one scout promised. And for a while, the promise matched the hype. In 2000, playing for the Charleston River Dogs, Hamilton dominated the minors. He was an all-star, league MVP, and USA Today's Minor League Player of the Year. Reporters called him a sure thing. But as history would prove, nothing in baseball or in life is ever guaranteed. On February 28, 2001, everything changed. After a spring training game in Florida, Hamilton and his parents were driving home when a dump truck ran a red light and slammed into their pickup. Josh walked away, seemingly unhurt. But days later, searing pain shot through his back. The injury lingered. His parents returned home to recover. For the first time in his life, Josh Hamilton was left alone. Alone, rich, injured, and restless. This was the moment when the All-American Golden Boy began to unravel. In 2002, he drank his first beer. Hours later, he tried cocaine. In his own words, it was the worst decision of my life. Soon, drugs and alcohol became his daily routine. Tampa Bay noticed a change. They sent him to rehab. He left after just 8 days. In 2003, Hamilton failed his first drug test. By 2005, he had failed multiple more, been suspended for an entire season, and was arrested for smashing a friend's windshield. The #1 pick in the draft, the can't-miss prospect, was gone. As his peers rose to the majors, Hamilton descended into chaos. He drank for days at a time. He spent his last money on tattoos and drugs. He hallucinated SWAT teams raiding his home. His marriage crumbled. He lost 40 pounds. By late 2005, Josh Hamilton wasn't just a failed ball player. He was a broken man, teetering between life and death. At rock bottom, he stumbled to his grandmother's doorstep. She took him in on one condition: He had to get clean, and for the first time, Hamilton tried. He attended meetings, he worked out, and then he dreamed again of baseball. A former coach, Roy Silver, gave him a job at his Florida academy. Mornings, Hamilton scrubbed toilets and dragged the infield. Afternoons, he trained alone, sleeping on an air mattress in a back office. Slowly, the game returned to him. In 2006, Major League Baseball reinstated him. In 2007, the Cincinnati Reds took a chance. At 25 years old, 8 years after being drafted, Josh Hamilton finally made his MLB debut. He homered in his first month. By the end of the season, he had 19 home runs and a .922 OPS. Fans embraced him. For Hamilton, it was nothing short of a miracle. And in 2008, the miracle exploded. The Reds traded him to the Texas Rangers. Hamilton became an instant star, hitting cleanup in one of baseball's best lineups. That July, at Yankee Stadium, he delivered one of the most legendary home run derby performances in history. With the eyes of the baseball world on him, Hamilton launched 28 home runs in a single round, sending balls into the upper deck, the deepest corners, and even out of the stadium itself. It was more than a show. It was redemption, live on national television. But Josh Hamilton wasn't just a home run derby hero. In 2010, he became the American League MVP, batting .359 with 32 homers and leading Texas to its first World Series appearance. In the ALCS, he crushed 4 home runs and was named Series MVP. Out of respect for his battle with addiction, the Rangers celebrated with ginger ale instead of champagne. Josh Hamilton had gone from cautionary tale to baseball's most inspiring story. But as quickly as it rose, the dream began to crack. In 2009, photos leaked of Hamilton partying, drunk, asking strangers for cocaine. He apologized, but the doubts lingered. In 2011, tragedy struck when a fan named Shannon Stone fell to his death while reaching for a ball Hamilton tossed into the stands. The accident devastated Hamilton. Soon after, his longtime accountability partner left the team. Without support, Hamilton began to spiral again. In 2012, he admitted to another relapse. The Rangers hesitated to extend him. And when free agency arrived, Hamilton stunned the league by signing a 5-year, $125 million contract with the rival Los Angeles Angels. It was the beginning of the end. With the Angels, Hamilton never lived up to his contract. Injuries mounted. His batting average plummeted. The fans turned on him. By 2015, Hamilton relapsed again, voluntarily reporting himself to Major League Baseball. The Angels owner wanted him gone at any cost. Los Angeles traded him back to Texas, paying $68 million of his remaining salary just to be rid of him. It was one of the worst contracts in baseball history. Hamilton returned to Texas, but his body was breaking down. Multiple knee surgeries ended his career. By 2017, Josh Hamilton was out of baseball for good. His final numbers, a .290 average, 200 home runs, 1 MVP, 5 All-Star appearances. On paper, impressive, but his career was the shortest of any MVP winner who isn't still active. In 2019, Hamilton was inducted into the Rangers Hall of Fame. For a moment, it seemed his story might settle on a hopeful note, but just months later, he was arrested on charges of child abuse. In 2022, he pled guilty to unlawful restraint, receiving probation and community service. Today, Josh Hamilton remains a ghost of the player he once was. He should be remembered as one of the most talented hitters of his generation, a man who could send baseballs soaring into the night sky with ease, a player who made the game feel magical again. Instead, his legacy is complicated, equal parts greatness and tragedy. Josh Hamilton showed us that talent alone isn't enough, that demons can destroy even the brightest stars, and that redemption, no matter how inspiring, is fragile. Because in the end, Josh Hamilton's story is not about baseball. It's about how quickly a dream can vanish, and how even the most gifted among us are never safe from falling.